You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, B&B fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I got 5 things that I think Thomas and Hope fans really want to see happen for them on Bold and the Beautiful. This week on B&B, Hope Logan is back to getting steamy with Thomas Forrester, and this time she is going to really pounce on him on the design office sofa, and it won't be that innocent slip and fall that Liam Spencer misinterpreted. Nope, it's going to be getting naughty during work hours, very unprofessional behavior. They're going to forget about designing clothes and shed theirs. Let's hope they get some time to really enjoy things before Brooke Logan comes busting in to share her shock and disapproval. Despite Brooke's dim view on Thope as a couple, a lot of fans are shipping them. And I do admit that the way Thomas was before, they were not a good pairing. He was unhealthy, unstable, and obsessed. But since then, he has had brain surgery, intensive psychotherapy, and he seems fine. As a matter of fact, it's Hope who now seems obsessed. She is not ready to admit feelings, but I feel like either she's already feeling some love, but is scared to admit it, or it's on a slow burn. Either way, I feel fully confident that they're going to get there. So there are 5 things that I think Thomas and Hope shippers would like to see happen. Let's unpack them and let's talk about them. But first, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our B&B updates. So the first thing that I think fans of Thope would like to see is for their romance to come out of the shadows and out from behind closed doors. The first thing they need to do is to stop hiding their light under a bushel. Already, Thomas is ready to go public. Remember, he asked her out for a dinner date, but Hope locked the door and made a move to jump his bones instead. But they're not going to go on like that indefinitely. For one thing, starting Friday and carrying over into Monday, Brooke is going to get a whole eyeful of something she does not want to see or tolerate. I think that Brooke thought she lectured Hope into compliance so thoroughly that she could keep her mind and her hands off of Thomas, but Brooke is wrong. Sadly wrong. Hope has been burning up for Thomas's touch for months. And now that she knows how hot it is between them, she cannot get off the T train. So the next step is for them to take it public. Go on some dates, let people know they're officially an item, and that's going to set tongues wagging. That's the bare minimum, but I have more in mind. The second thing is I think they need to admit that it's love, and not only that, but a forever kind of love. After they finally stop sneaking around, which Thomas never wanted to do anyway, the next thing is to address how Hope feels about him. Tommy Boy has not been shy. He's been very honest with Hope from the start. He loves her and only her, and that makes her feel treasured and adored and like a little princess. But Hope also keeps telling him she doesn't love him, and that's just what it is, which right now is a physical thing. But I think Hope is lying to herself because of Liam's intense gaslighting of her in the last days of their marriage. Liam flat out lied to her about not still wanting Steffi. And please don't tell me in the comments, Liam didn't lie, he just didn't tell her. A lie of omission that significant is a lie. It's a lie. Picture if it was your own husband or wife lying like that, and then ask me if it's a lie. All of Liam's recent dialogue makes it very clear that Hope was spot on about his ongoing waffle boy ways. But he wanted to almost torment Hope by dredging up all of Thomas's past sins about the Beth thing. And again, still trying to fully blame Thomas for the Beth thing when it was Wyatt's fiance who was one of the instigators of that. All right, those are sins, by the way, that Liam had already forgiven Thomas for. Remember when Liam thought he was going to prison for killing Vinny? He asked Thomas to take care of Hope and the kids. All right. So this is all about Liam trying to make sure Hope won't be happy after he's gone. But I think it's not going to be too much longer before Hope admits she has caught feelings for Thomas. I think it's going to help once Hope hears finally that Liam is off panting after Steffi again and trying to destroy her marriage to Finn. That should convince Hope that it's okay to admit that she's fallen for Thomas or is currently falling for him despite his past. This is about their present and future. The third thing on the wish list is Thomas and Hope getting engaged. So this next thing I suspect that Thomas and Hope fans want to see is for them to get engaged. It'd be a nice thing to see happen in time for, say, November sweeps. If not, then maybe Thomas could get her a big shiny bauble for Christmas if they're official by then. Can you imagine how much Thomas Forrester would light up if he proposed to Hope and she said yes? And can you imagine Brooke's eyeballs exploding out of her head in fury if she sees Thomas's ring on her daughter's finger? Brooke's outrage alone would make them getting engaged worth watching. The bottom line is Hope has to decide what and who she wants, and that she's not going to let her mom, her ex-husband, or anyone else talk her out of her heart's desire, which to me is clearly Thomas. All right, the fourth thing I have on the wish list is that she gets married in a gown that she and Thomas co-design. So after Thomas puts a ring on it, assuming it goes that way, I'm not saying it's going to go that way. This is a wish list we're talking about. I think they should plan what her wedding gown would look like. I would like to see Thomas break with the Forrester tradition that Ridge and I think Eric has both done. And Ridge did this for his 9 marriages to Brooke, or maybe it's 8. It's a lot. It's almost double digits. The same thing for his marriage to Caroline and his several marriages to Taylor. He likes to design the gown that whatever bride he's marrying this time is going to wear as she walks down the aisle. I think it would be much more of a Thomas and Hope thing for them to design her wedding gown together. That's the magical synergy that they bring to Hope for the future. She is his muse, and he brings her vision and passion to life. Imagine what a gorgeous wedding gown they could create together, and then Hope would definitely say yes to the dress. All right, the last thing on the Thomas and Hope wish list is that they expand the family with a new baby. If Thope fans have their way, they are going to get a happy ending for their favorite B&B couple, even over the protest of Brooke, Liam, and others. But if they do get married, Hope and Thomas are going to have to ask Carter, please skip the part about does anyone here object, speak now, or forever hold your peace. Because there would probably be too many people trying to speak up and not holding their peace. I think Carter could just sum it up by saying, hey, I know half of you object, but the bride and groom want you to zip it and start holding your peace right now. And then after they say I do, I would love to see Hope and Thomas expand their family and give Douglas another younger sibling aside from Beth, and Beth could be a big sister too. Of course, a lot of fans would be happy if Hope turned up pregnant next week and had to waddle down the aisle in a stretch waist maternity gown. But no matter what order they do any of these things, this wish list is one I'm confident that Thomas and Hope fans would love to see happen. But what do you think? Do you think Thomas is Hope's Mr. Right or just Mr. Right now? Drop us a comment on what you think about this wish list for Thope and let us know what you'd like to see happen. Also, click like if you enjoyed this, and please click subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, and we appreciate you so much. All right, shout out to our Southern Hemisphere listeners in South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia, those in the North in Canada, Norway, and Denmark, and those across the middle of the earth in the US, France, Netherlands, and Italy. Thank you so much for tuning in for this discussion. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.